What's going on, everyone? Carver here. Now, in this video, we are going to be covering the Warframe Follie. I'm going to be going over pretty much everything you need to know about the frame, but I would like you to keep in mind that this is meant to be a beginner-friendly guide. Now, with that out of the way, sit back, enjoy the video, and I hope you guys learned something new. Okay, well, what do I need to know about Follie before I go ahead and farm her? Well, I'm glad you asked. She has 485 health, 225 shield, 325 armor, 175 energy, and she has a sprint speed of 0.95. Now, if you don't want to go farm her, which is completely understandable, you can purchase her from the market for 375 plat. But if you have the patience to go out and farm her, you can go and farm her main blueprint and her other blueprints at the Follie's Hunt mission on Venus. Subsequently, if you don't have the patience to do all that, you can go and run the Follie's Hunt mission and you'll collect a unique resource, which you will then trade in to Aspirant Zorba in any relay. But do keep in mind that you will need to have completed the Chains of Harrow. Okay, so you got Follie. The grind was painful, but you finally managed to get her. Nice work. How the hell does she work? Well, that's what I'm here to explain, right? Now, her passive, Inkblot. Essentially, whenever Follie casts abilities, right, they get covered in ink that slows them by about 50% for about 10 seconds. And enemies that are affected by the Inkblot slow, and just Inkblot in general, right, they have a 20% chance to drop a health orb and a energy orb, both at the once, which is really handy when it comes to energy sustain. Now, the first ability, Forced Perspective, how this works is you basically dive into a pool of ink and then reappear about 5 meters away into a separate pool of ink. Now, as the passive said before, whenever you cast your abilities, it covers them in ink, dealing corrosive damage, right? Now in this case, this one does about 750 corrosive damage, and it has a 5-meter radius, right? So you aim at a certain point on the floor further away, you cast the ability, you reappear, and you deal corrosive damage in a 5-meter radius pool, right? Now, how do we increase this, or how do we improve it? Well, first things first, efficiency, right? Efficiency is going to reduce the overall cost of your ability, reducing 15 to 10.5. Now, strength, right? Strength is going to increase the amount of damage that Force Perspective does. So, when you go into the puddle, you'll deal more damage. When you go out of the puddle, you'll deal more damage. Now, range is also going to help this as well. Range basically makes it so that you can teleport further away. So instead of 5, it's now 6.5. Now, if you notice, I've got two very specific set mods showing right now. Augur Secrets and Augur Reach. The Augur set is positively amazing, right? You can get these mods from the Cetus bounties on Earth. If you go and talk to Konzu, right, and you pick up the bounties, I think it's stage 4 or stage 5, you go and pick them up, and he's going to have, the bounties, right? And these bounties are going to have rewards. Most of the time, it's like endo, frame parts, materials, or weapon parts, but some of these bounties will have mod sets as rewards. Now keep in mind, you'll only get one individual mod from each set. So whether it's the Vigilante set, the Augur set, or the Gladiator set. Now moving on to the second ability, right? The second ability is called Shadowgraph. Shadowgraph is her book. It's her art book, right? What she does is she draws items in her art book and brings them to life, and they will appear on the mission, right? But here's the catch. Pretty much all of her items that she can summon are mission items, so things like explosive barrels, arc traps, defense targets, life support capsules, or the conduit keys, right? Things like those, right, that you need to progress the mission or deal environmental damage. Now, as you can see, we have Streamline still on here, and it's reduced the initial cost of the ability. Our damage from when we cast the ability has gone from 250 to 310 because of the fact that we have Augur Secrets. Now, our radius has also increased because of, once again, Augur Reach. But we can also further increase how long this ability stays active for, however long your summoned drawing stays active for, right? With the use of Augur Message. Once again, Cetus, Konzu, Bounties, right? Now, the next ability, Self-Portrait. Now, Self-Portrait is her main survivability ability, right? So the way that it works is this. You create a self-portrait of yourself that generates damage reduction in a 10-meter area. Now, every kill you get is going to expand the radius of it, right? And each kill will extend the duration as well. Now, the radius will expand up to 20 meters at base. More range, more radius of your damage reduction zones. More strength means more damage reduction. More duration per kill. More duration equals more duration per kill, and it means you have a longer starting duration as well. Now, strength is also going to increase the corrosive damage that they take when you cast the ability, right? Just like the passive has said, whenever you cast an ability, that ability is going to cover them in ink, which will deal corrosive damage. Now, the final ability for Follie is called Plein Air. Now, this is my personal opinion. I genuinely think this ability is probably one of the funniest abilities she has. Essentially, she ties everyone up to a balloon and then raises them in the air. You shoot the balloons, and they will deal damage when they hit the ground, right? More strength means more damage when they take the full damage from hitting the ground from max floor height, right? Drain, that is affected by your Streamline mod, so that gives you a lower cost of the ability. Range is going to increase how far you can cast your balloons on everyone, right? So, for example, say you have a bunch of enemies that are like 30 meters away and you try to cast it, not going to take, right? So you are going to need more range if you want to hit more enemies. Now, more duration basically means that they stay up in the air longer. And as an added bonus, which I think this is really cool, right? Whenever they are hit with a balloon, they have the defense reduced, and that scales off of strength.
The art of combat must be practiced to truly master the canvas of war.
The Orican Neural Sentry is attempting to purge you from this place. Stand by for life support. oculists are scanning for targets. The sentient has detected you. Fighters incoming. The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But if you need to leave, extraction is ready. Void manifestations, drawn to this cursed place of stolen lives. They will drain your life support unless they are destroyed. Tenno, if you have a necromech, this would be an excellent place to deploy it.
If you guys enjoyed the content, please consider dropping a sub. It would get us ever closer to our goal of 100 subscribers. And please consider checking out the Twitch where we do all of our Warframe live streams and we play other games as well. With that out of the way, thank you guys for your time and I hope to see you next time.